Thank you to everyone here at the clinic who is responsible for coordinating today's event. Especially, I'd like to thank Carol and the staff at the Community Outreach Department. I am honored to kick off this fabulous weekend of wellness seminars and to be in front of an audience eager to learn how to take control of their health and vitality. I have a quick question for you. Do you have names for your underwear? No, I'm serious. Do you have names for what we sometimes politely refer to as undergarments? Well, I do, and I'll tell you about that later. Even if you don't, this I know. Like me, you have a chronic medical illness or medical condition that presents a challenge to you or limits you in some way. Depending on your situation, some of you are more challenged or have greater limits than others. Managing your condition on a daily basis might be a struggle for you. Talking to others about what's going on with you might feel awkward, maybe even like an invasion of your privacy. With changes in the weather, you might look for ways to deal with, say, the heat of the sun, if that aggravates your condition. Of course, in Seattle, when it is summer, sometimes we have to make our own sunshine or wait until that 1 week in August. But sometimes we have to make our own inner sunshine as well. Let's face it, having a chronic illness can sometimes be a downer. That is, you get down in the dumps every once in a while, then hopefully find a way to pick yourself back up. That's what happened when I had a recent epiphany. This is the 4th time in many, many, many years that I have stood in front of an audience with this much of my left leg showing. It's always been hidden beneath a pair of pants. Here's why. In 1988, I had a surgery my doctor recommended. 4 years later, I had another surgery to remove scar tissue from that first surgery. During one of those 2 surgeries, we don't know which one, the lymph system in my left leg was cut, accidentally and permanently. The lymphatic system is as thin as a spider web. Once it's impaired, it cannot be repaired. Eventually, I was diagnosed with lymphedema, an accumulation of lymphatic fluid in the tissue which causes swelling. I don't know if you give names to your underwear, but I'd like to introduce you to Betsy. I have worn Betsy every day for 13 years. That's the name for my custom-made stocking. She's replaced every 6 months, but she's always Betsy. Betsy keeps the tissues in my leg compressed, which squeezes some of the lymphatic fluid up my leg so it can be expelled. Now, I've left out much of the detail between diagnosis and surgery and treatment. You don't need to hear all of that. But I will share this. One of the side effects of lymphedema was having my right foot remain at its normal AAA size while my left foot blossomed to a size B. For once, I had the shoe clerks at Nordstrom scratching their heads. My solution was to wear shoes with socks, 1 on the left foot and 2 on the right. With that look, I limited my choice of clothing and resorted to wearing only pants. In part because of the shoes and socks, but mostly because I was embarrassed. The few times I've worn shorts in public, like on a hot Seattle day, people stared, and I cringed inside. Still, I wore the shorts to stay cool. But I never wore a short dress or a short skirt. I felt that Betsy would do an injustice to those pretty clothes. That is, until I had an epiphany, a wake-up call. It came to me in the sound of my heartbeat. It was this sound that reminded me, I am alive. I am alive. So who do I think I am being bothered by this? Being embarrassed by the stares, wondering why this happened. It did. Now I move on. As I moved on, I was reminded that my parents did not allow me and my siblings to use the color of our skin as an excuse for anything. Why would I use one leg as an excuse? I still have 2 legs on which to stand. For me, life is good. Plus, I'm always reminded that life is not as good for others. Thanks to treatment, my left foot is closer to its normal size. Now I can put it in and do the hokey pokey with the best of them. And that's what it's all about. That's how I made my own inner sunshine. Would you like to know how I did that? It's quite simple. I developed a formula to help me get a grip on my lymphedema and my life in general, so I don't get so stressed by whatever shows up. As a matter of fact, that's what I call my formula, the GRIP formula for stress relief. Let's begin with G. G stands for gratitude. Life is not fair. But is it really as awful as we sometimes make it out to be? Someone always has it worse than each of us. Appreciate what you have and feel compassion for those who are less fortunate. This doesn't take away from the fact that you have that yuck in your life, but we all have more to be grateful for than we have to be upset about. R is for relaxation. When you're feeling stressed, it is imperative that you have some downtime. Your immune system will work hard to support you, but at some point it just might burn out. That's when you have the colds and the backaches and the headaches. R is also for ritual. How you relax will look different for everyone. Build it into a ritual. Have a cup of tea, watch a favorite movie, bake cookies, paint your toenails, lounge in a comfy warm bath, go for a walk, even cry if you must. Remember also to breathe. I is for innovation. Innovation is another word for change. Change is a constant. Something will always be different in your life than the day before. As your world changes, you have a choice as to how you will change with it. Innovation is the introduction of something new. For many of us, it's the strides that medical research are making towards better treatment options for us and improved ways of detection and prevention. P is for play. Did you know that humans are the most flexible of all animals? As such, you are designed to play well past your childhood, unlike many four-legged creatures. And yet we don't play regularly enough. Play keeps our minds stretched, it helps us to be more creative, and encourages us to keep learning. Maybe you can't physically get to all the fairs and festivities around town. Play can also look like fantasies and daydreams. Those aren't reserved just for children. Ask yourself, how will I play today? And let it be spontaneous. The other P is for presence. Learn to be in the moment that you have, because that's all that you have. From moment to moment, you don't know what will happen next. There are no guarantees. If you are committed to the GRIP formula, think about what you can do to get a grip on you and your circumstances rather than having them have a hold on you. For what are you grateful? How will you relax? How will you prepare for change? How can you be present in each moment? And what will play look like for you? When it rolls around, remember that summer begins on June 21st. Who knows what the weather will be like then? It could be rainy, cloudy, or bright and sunny. It doesn't matter. Now you know how to make your own sunshine from the inside out.